My name is Nadine Grossmann. I live in Berlin, Germany, and I'm a grad student at the Freie Universität Berlin. One of my projects is on FOP, and I'm investigating how aging can influence or has an influence in FOP. I spent 1 year in Philadelphia at UPenn in the Shore Lab, and that's where I actually started my FOP project. Working in Eileen's Shore Lab was really special to me and a great honor because that's where the gene was found back in 2006. When I was diagnosed with FOP in my early 20s back in 2014, I knew that the gene had been discovered. And then over the years, probably also during my studies, I realized that we actually needed multi-generational families to make all of this possible, to find the gene in the end. But I never knew that there actually was a German family involved.
Over time, with meetings, and as the FOP community grew, we learned of more individuals at FOP, and we learned of more families who had FOP as well. In addition to the Smith family in Georgia, the family in Brazil, and the family in South Korea, there was a family that we identified in Michigan, a family from England, and a family from Paris. And then there was a family in very rural Bavaria, in a corner of Bavaria where Germany and Austria and the Czech Republic come together. A family that my good friend Ali Morhardt had found. My dear friend Ali Morhardt, who is in Garmisch-Partenkirchen in Germany, saw all the FOP children in that part of the world and also the adults.
I met my first FOP patient in 1992. We saw the funny toe, and then we had the swelling in the back. This was all, but we had no idea what it was. And I said, okay, now we look up in a book about all the different kind of toes which are so far found in human beings. And then we found this, and we found, oh, when you have in addition extra bone, then it's the Münchmeyer syndrome. This was the name which they used in Germany in this time, not FOP, but Münchmeyer. I sent him to the university because I thought they know much, much more than I do. Then when I phoned the mother some weeks later to hear what the university people said, they said, oh, the doctor was completely right, the diagnosis is perfect, but we are very sorry, there is nothing what we can do for you. And sent her home, and she was crying. And I said, no, this can't be the end of such a story. Of course, as a doctor, it's the thing you dislike most, I think, to say, I can't do anything for you. And that's somehow not true. I think my opinion is you always can do something.
Dr. Morhardt is just the best person. He's so dedicated to our community. He's like our German Fred, I would say.
It's a big honor, a big honor. No, I don't think I'm Germany's Fred. Fred is, his shoes are much, much bigger than my shoes, of course. As we had a good contact, Fred Kaplan and I, we talked a lot about FOP, and I think early in the beginning already he told me about multi-generational families in FOP, what I never heard before. Then he told me to narrow it down and to find really where the genetic mistake is. We would need more FOP families. Okay, I kept this in my mind, but so far I had no family up to 2005.
Ali called me up one day and he said, I think I found a family who has FOP.
The mother of my first FOP patient, she got a phone call about a brother and a sister with FOP.
And they live in a very rural area of Bavaria. Would you like to come over?
Fred was very enthusiastic and said, oh, I will come immediately.
I flew to Munich and Ali picked me up at the airport. And the next day we drove out, beautiful countryside through rural Bavaria.
Yeah, it was a special journey. It was in March. It was still cold, but it was okay to go by car.
There was still snow in the area. I remember the Seidel family coming out in the driveway as we pulled in, and they invited us in the house, and Mom made a cake and apple strudel, and we sat around the kitchen table talking to them for hours, Norbert and Christine and Mrs. Seidel.
I knew that we would get one step closer when we found the Seidel family.
I only recently learned that a German family was actually involved in the gene discovery. Today we're at the Seidels in Bavaria and I'm really excited to meet them.
Hello. Hello.
I'm super excited that I'm actually going to hear, what they remember from back then. Tell me what you remember from that day when Olli Morhardt and Fred Kaplan came to visit you and what it felt like for you.
Dass da so jemand vor mir gekommen tut und möchte uns anschauen, das haben wir nicht glauben können. Dann. Aber wie es dann wirklich der Kaplan eingegangen ist und der Dr. Morhardt, dann haben wir es erst richtig geglaubt, dass es wirklich war.
Da war ich sehr, sehr aufgeregt, weil, wie gesagt, der Besuch war schon einfach ganz besonders. Wenn man jetzt da denkt, es kommt ein Professor ins Haus.
Und der Dr. Kaplan, wie er gekommen ist, das erste ist er dann, hat uns gleich einen Schuh ausgezogen und einen Säckel dabei. Und dann haben wir gedacht, wie sollte dann dieser kleine Doktor, der mag Füße sehen.
When Fred and Olli came, do you still remember if or what they told you about how important you were as siblings for the gene discovery?
Der Dr. Kaplan, der hat gesagt, dass sie in Amerika forschen und darum haben sie uns dann, Dr. Kaplan erfahren hat, dass in Deutschland ein Geschwisterpaar ist und dann war sie der Mandel und ist eine Weibe und dann haben sie gesagt, wenn das ist, dann möchte umkommen, möchte unter das Blut nehmen.
Ja, und dann war der Hintergedanke, könntest du ja doch wieder mal ein bisschen mobiler werden, wenn da was rauskommt von der Forschung.
We told Norbert and Christine and Mrs. Seidel that this is so important and we really appreciated what they did, and it was an invaluable gift to the FOP community.
One piece more on the way to find the cause.
We sort of left and we said, this is a gift that we can give to future generations.
I loved every single second of meeting Norbert and Christine. It was just absolutely amazing meeting those siblings who were so crucial to find the FOP gene. I feel personally touched by what the Seidels have done because I'm in a clinical trial right now, and this was really only possible because back then they were willing to give their blood and their saliva, or donate it actually.
Dankeschön.
I'm grateful that now I have the chance to be on a trial because back then they were willing to be so giving.